Hello everyone, thank you for watching my presentation. This presentation will discuss how Uceda School can improve its student retention. I'm a part-time English as a second language teacher at Uceda School on South Cimarron Boulevard in Orlando, Florida. Right now, there are many different ESL schools in Orlando. They're competitors. Uceda School needs to develop strategies to achieve and maintain high student retention. Low student retention can lead to failure for the school. The school is proprietary and receives little or no assistance from the government. All the students are immigrants from different countries. Most of them are from Venezuela and Brazil. Right now, the economic conditions in Brazil and Venezuela are not great. Most of the students depend on an F1 student visa. It requires for them to study English for 18 hours a week. Failing to meet this requirement could cause the student to get deported back to their country. The classes are long. They start at 6 o'clock and end at 10:30 every night, except on Friday. I try to use my caring personality to help motivate the students and keep them motivated. So again, I hope you enjoy my presentation. My contact information is on the first slide. You can call me or email me at any time. Okay, so there are some reasons behind why we have low student retention at Uceda School. Students may lack motivation. They may have work responsibilities. They may have responsibilities as parents. Many of the students have kids. They're adults. They're in their late 20s or older. A lot of them are in their 30s and 40s. The cost of the class may be very expensive. The quality of the teachers and administrators may be poor. So again, how can Uceda School achieve and maintain high retention? This presentation will offer some suggestions. I think we should get parents and families involved with the students. We can invite the friends and family members of the students to the school. We can have social nights, events, small parties during the holidays. Before we invite them, I think we should hang up pictures at the school of students receiving certificates, students at field trips. Overall, we need to promote student success at the school. I personally like to hang up pictures at the school and pictures of me presenting students with certificates. I also promote student success on Instagram and Facebook. It helps motivate them. It's very important to do so because some students understand absolutely nothing I say. So we need to keep them motivated. I try and use my caring and positive personality to help connect with the students. Every term I present certificates to students regardless of how they performed in the class. If I feel like they didn't try, then I may not give them a certificate. But regardless of their grade, I try and focus on the positive qualities of each student. I think other teachers should do the same. I think we should all present certificates and promote the student success on the school's website and Instagram and Facebook pages. We should plan fun field trips for students. For example, I took my students to a restaurant. At the restaurant, we practiced speaking English with each other. Whenever necessary, I would correct them on pronunciation or sentence structure. I think field trips and promoting their success can help create a motivating environment. When students are motivated, they're less likely to leave the school. I published a video of me presenting certificates to students. I think other teachers should do the same and share them on social media pages. Again, this is my strategy of motivation. Other teachers may have different strategies. I'm willing to learn different strategies of motivation. I'm on slide 7. I think we should teach dynamic classes. The classes from 6 to 10:30. I don't think we should spend the entire class focusing on one skill. For example, we should not spend the whole class focusing on grammar. I think students may lose engagement. I like to spend about 45 minutes on a different skills. For example, 45 minutes on grammar, 45 minutes on pronunciation, 45 minutes of writing, 45 minutes on reading, and other different skills. If I feel as though students are struggling with a particular skill, I'll spend more time doing practice problems on that particular skill. But I think it's important to keep the classes dynamic because all the students have different learning styles. I don't think it's a good idea to spend the entire class working in the book. I think students will start falling asleep in the book, okay? It's very important to use technology to teach lessons to the students. I know some teachers are old-fashioned and don't like to use technology. That's fine. Everybody has a different teaching style. But I think in the beginning level classes, we need to use many videos and pictures to help teach the vocabulary skills. Sometimes it's difficult to verbally explain the meaning of a word. I think PowerPoint presentations with pictures and videos and an example sentence of how the vocabulary word is used can really help students remember the information. If possible, I think we should email the presentations and visuals to students or share them on WhatsApp, if possible. Technology can bring out the potential in students. I'm on slide 9. I think it's important for teachers to make good relationships with their students, get to know their interests, and try to use their interests to better teach the classes. For example, one of the chapter topics in the book is about health problems. 2 of my students were nurses in Brazil. So I lectured a little bit, but I made my 2 students teach the class their experiences with their patients in Brazil and how they helped the patients recover from health problems. When students teach the class, other students are more likely to be engaged. Okay? One of my students was a police officer in Brazil. One of the chapter topics was about law. So I asked the student to share some of his experiences regarding the policing system in Brazil. Okay? When you learn the interests of students, you can make the chapters, the conversation topics livelier. The teacher should always maintain a positive attitude in class. I know we all have problems in our personal lives at home. We should not bring those personal problems into the workplace. If students perceive the teacher hates being here, I don't think the students will feel like learning. The teacher should always be positive and always believe in students, no matter how weak or disinterested they may be. I'm on slide 10. Another strategy behind improving student retention, I think administration should look into forming relationships with daycare centers near the school. Many students are parents. They worry about who's going to look after my kid. I think making relationships with those daycare centers, the students will have somewhere they can drop off their kids while they study at Uceda. Afterwards, they can pick up their kids. If possible, maybe Uceda could make a relationship with each daycare center and offer some kind of tuition or daycare center discount to the students, okay? Because the daycare centers will benefit and Uceda school will benefit, okay? Students won't worry so much about who's going to watch my kid while I'm studying. Many of my students sometimes need to be absent or late because they don't have anyone to watch their kids. Slide 11, unfortunately, every term at Uceda school, instructors come and go. We have high turnover. In fact, I sometimes substitute for teachers who leave out of the blue. Almost nobody gives a 2-week resignation. It's more of a 1-day resignation or heck 2-day resignation. In order for an organization of any type to be successful, the organization needs to achieve and maintain low turnover with its employees. Administration should try and listen to the concerns of teachers. Teachers should not feel uncomfortable in sharing their problems that they're having. Administration should try to resolve those problems so that the teachers feel more comfortable producing greater output. When teachers are happy, students are more likely to be happy. Some students complain about having several different teachers within the same term. So for this reason, it's important for Uceda School and other institutions to to achieve and maintain low turnover. Okay. Lastly, I think students should do anonymous surveys about the teachers and administration and the overall ESL program. The school can email them a survey in their native language through email. The school needs to make sure all the students complete the survey. They need to pay attention to the survey results to see how they can better improve the ESL program. Teachers should pay attention to the survey results to see how they can improve as a teacher. I always want feedback on my teaching style. I'm not a perfect teacher, but I always want to learn and improve. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Again, I presented some strategies on how Uceda School can achieve and maintain high student retention. High student retention will lead to growth and ultimately success. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.